We owe it to none other than the ancient Greek philosopher Plato that we now know anything at all about the legendary island kingdom of Atlantis. The island is first mentioned in the dialogues of Timaeus and Critias, which the philosopher wrote around the year 360 BC. The first point of criticism that makes us doubt that Atlantis really once existed is already in the presentation of these works. Although the protagonists in Plato's dialogues are real historical figures, the conversations the philosopher ascribes to them are purely fictional. Plato used this trick to authentically convey the core statements of his dialogues to the reader instead of writing them like dogmatic instructions. But how would the mighty island kingdom, no matter whether real or imaginary, actually have looked in detail? Plato gives us a comprehensive answer in this regard in the Critias. Accordingly, it was a gigantic empire that was larger than Libya and Asia together. The magnificent heart of Atlantis was the island of the Atlas on which the most valuable raw materials could be found in abundance. In addition to the rich gold and silver deposits, it was above all. The legendary metal, or Aharukan, represented the natural prosperity of the empire and was described by Plato as shimmering fire. The landscape of Atlantis was made up of a wide variety of trees and sprouting plants, but many exotic animals also called the island kingdom their home, of which the elephant was the mightiest of all. With the help of ingenious artificially constructed canals, the residents managed to supply their extremely fertile homeland with the necessary water. The center of the main island was adorned with a 3,000 by 2,000 stadium area, with the unit of measurement for a stadium corresponding to about 180 meters. The corresponding plain, which was several hundred kilometers in size, was in turn bordered and crisscrossed by right-angled canals. The mighty fortifications of the capital, built on a mountain, the so-called Acropolis, were surrounded by 3 ring-shaped canals. No less magnificent than the Acropolis was a gigantic temple dedicated to the Greek god of the sea Poseidon and overlaid with gold, silver, and orgorug. The golden statues, the huge hippodrome, and the residences of the rulers, which were located in the innermost districts of the ring-shaped city, also reflected the prosperity and power of Atlantis in an incomparable way. In view of the traditional background story of the mystical island kingdom, it should really surprise no one that Atlantis quickly rose to become an absolute world power. It's said that it was none other than Atlas, the son of Poseidon, who was the first to ascend the throne of Atlantis. The scion of the sea god and his descendants ruled over the capital and over the years turned the originally rural island into a notorious sea power that conquered more and more areas. The army of Atlantis consisted of 240,000 men, aboard 1,200 warships, who taught fear to every enemy. After the island kingdom had subdued some areas of Europe and also advanced to the borders of Egypt and North Africa, it seemed as if the further advance of Atlantis could no longer be stopped. Eventually, however, the outnumbered Athenians managed to bring the warriors of the mighty island empire to their knees. If one believes the legend, however, it was not the warfare of the Athenians but the wrath of the gods that sealed the defeat of Atlantis and finally the final downfall of the sea power. Thus, the kings of Atlantis had drawn the displeasure of the deities upon themselves, since they were obsessed with greed, power, and wealth, and considered themselves invincible. But also, the increasing mixing of the once divine ruling family with normal mortals ultimately led to the fate of Atlantis being decided before a divine court. In order to punish the overconfident rulers and inhabitants of the empire for their pride, the gods conjured up a severe natural catastrophe, as a result of which Atlantis collapsed around the year 9600 BC and was swallowed up by the sea. Subscribe for more videos like this and turn on the notification to help the channel out. Thanks for watching.